Good morning, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be making a fluid extractor that you can use a vacuum cleaner to do easy oil changes on small engines like lawnmowers, generators, anything that doesn't have a designated oil drain plug, or if it does, you just want an easier option. Previously I made a fluid extractor and I used a regular vacuum pump, and I thought I'd make it a little bit more user-friendly, make it cheaper, so you don't have to buy this, I don't know, I think it was $150 or something for this vacuum pump. I bought it for other things anyway, so I already had it. So I set up my fluid extractor to use that, and it works very well. I thought we'd make some changes and use a vacuum cleaner. We're going to use this guy right here. For this project, you're going to need a glass pickle jar, or any glass jar, large glass jar with metal lid. This is what's going to hold your oil. You're going to catch and hold your oil in this glass jar. If you use plastic, it will crush, so you want to make sure you use glass. You're going to need 2 3/4 inch Schedule 40 PVC couplings, a short piece of Schedule 40 3/4 inch PVC pipe, PVC primer and glue, 1/4 inch ID tubing, you'll need a 1/4 inch thread, 1/4 inch male thread by 1/4 inch barb fitting. The 3/4 inch PVC coupling fits nice and snug into the end of this vacuum hose. Just a little saw, any saw will work. Use a step bit, and I'm going to go to 1 1/8. The step bit is marked, so 1 1/8 is up here. That's the 1/3 from the top. Okay, now that we've got our hole, I'm going to cut this PVC to length. I just need a little short piece so that it goes inside this coupling, goes inside the other coupling, and the space between them only has to be as thick as this lid, which isn't very thick. I don't know if you can see that or not. Very, very, very thin. And there we go. This is my little short piece of pipe that I'm going to put between those 2 couplings. Alright, let's open up our primer and glue. Primer, glue, take primer, clean the inside of the coupling, just take a little bit of glue, I'll stick that through there. Make sure you stick it through the lid before you glue on that second coupling, because there's not really any going back once you glue it. Alright, so we'll stick it through there. That's our 1 1/8 hole that we drilled with that step bit. Put a little primer on there. Make sure to prime the coupling. A little glue. Put a little glue in the coupling in this case too. You don't have to, but I'm going to. And stick it together. Now you gotta be careful where you drill your hole, because if you drill it too close to the edge, like I may have done, we'll find out here soon, you won't be able to put your lid back on your jar. So I would try putting the bigger hole closer to the center, and then you could do your little hole for your hose attachment somewhere closer to the side. But like I said, I already had these holes started in here. And I don't buy large jars of pickles very often. Alright, so that's our vacuum cleaner attachment to the lid. And you can just put that guy on there, make sure it's going to work. And just barely, but it does. It does work. Or at least it went on. Now for the other side, like I said, I just used a step bit last time I did this. I just drilled this hole big enough that I could get this barb fitting started in here. And once you get it started, this top is so thin that it'll pretty much thread itself. It'll make its own threads if you're using a brass fitting. If you're using plastic, it might not work quite as well, but somebody had to try it and let me know how that works, because I didn't try it. I just bought brass. That's pretty good. You just want to get it hand tight, really. You don't want to crank on it, because you'll just strip that out. If it did grab any threads, which it needs to have a little bit of hold there, it'll strip out if you over tighten it. I went ahead and put some Permatex Ultra Black gasket maker RTV on there to seal up those threads, make it nice and tight. And also, you take that 1/4 inch ID tubing and push a piece into the bottom of that hose barb fitting. They'll get your oil down to the bottom of the reservoir. So that way when you're extracting, you won't have any caught into your vacuum here. Permatex Ultra Black. I'll have a link in the description for most things I've used. Also, if you would like, you could skip the hose barb altogether. You don't have to use this fitting. You could drill a tight hole to fit the OD of this tubing and just shove the tubing straight through the lid and down into the bottom of your reservoir. So it would replace this whole piece here. I use the hose barb so that I could disconnect this totally and make it easier to store. If you clean the jar out, you can take your hose back off the hose barb and shove everything in the jar and just store it all together. That's the only reason I did this with the hose barb fitting. You could do the same thing without the hose barb fitting, I guess. Alright, so that completes the vacuum fluid extractor. All you have to do is try it out.